Welcome to Grumpy Old Pillocks. Let's get into it. Good morning, evening, or night. I hope you guys are doing well. And welcome to the preview for Villa versus Forest, not Forest versus Villa. Hope everyone's doing well. We got a packed out panel tonight, man. All the other halves have let them all off the leash. It's good to see there's a bit of availability tonight. How you boys all doing? We got Ez. How about, guys, is he sounding Barry White or too Barry White? How are you, Ez?
Evening, guys. Give me a thumbs up if you like it. And you mentioned Pillock in the intro, but we got a Pillock tax going on. So if you do want to abuse us, guys, just put it in the super chat and we'll happily read it out. But good evening, guys.
You call me anything for a quid.
Even Crypto?
Yo, how's it going? I'm all good. Good, busy week.
Shirt there. I can't keep count of your shirt curtain scenario.
No, I have to. I end up switching them around all day because I'm always on like Teams meetings, and it's probably not appropriate for me to have like loads of Forest shirts in the background. So yeah, they change around a lot, but yeah, I'm good. Bit tired.
Just blur your background, man. Blur your background. I gotta blur it when I come on my work calls.
I tell you what, I had a client once at work, and he found out I was a big Forest fan, and he was a massive Derby fan, and genuinely, I never heard from him again. And he was like a massive client. He never spoke to me again.
I thought you were gonna say he heard you were a big, world famous YouTuber there for a second.
If I had Ezra's voice, I might have been able to seduce him, but.
It's not just the voice, guys. It's not just the voice.
Not just the voice, the face, the height.
And you good, bro?
Sorry, me. Sorry, I'm.
You answers to Pillock.
I'm a little bit tired as usual, but normally the chat get me going, so I'm sure I'll liven up. But yeah, looking forward to tomorrow.
And let me still queuing to see Felipe. Let me. What's going on there?
I'm only 1,000 away. 85% of those are women, but you know it's not too bad. I'll get there hopefully by the end of the season to get my signed shirt. So yeah.
Is it like the Tesco deli? Do you get a little number?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just waiting for my phone to ping to say that it's on to number 2023, and then I'm only 6,000 away there.
Nice. And last but not least, Roberto.
That's a bad idea, is it? Giving people tickets, numbers, so that they can sort of go and have a cup of tea or something, you know, or whatever, go to McDonald's, whatever they want to do, and come back.
Tesco's, mate. Every little helps. Rob, how are you doing, bud?
I'm all right. I'm bringing my positivity, and I'm ready for Pillock or whatever is coming my way.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Chat, I hope you well. Make sure you've hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, the usual stuff. And don't forget to enter the competition to give away the city ground. I don't know where I've put the city ground. It's over there somewhere. Go to the community tab, click on the link that's in there, and let us know how many pieces make up the city ground. And you can win your own world famous. We'll be doing the draw Sunday night on GOR, I think. Okay, let's get into this. And I just want to start off with Clattenburg, right? Because we told you last Sunday there was going to be an announcement on Monday in the paper, and hey, guess what? That's what happened. But now we know the role of Clattenburg. I am still none the wiser. What is the point in this? I don't get it. Now, I'm not going to speak to Ant because he has no opinion for once on something.
No, my opinion is I don't give a shit.
There you go.
Irrelevant.
Right. I want the chat's opinion on this, and I just want to start with Rob because Rob apparently thinks it's a good thing, and Matt in the chat does as well. I don't know if Matt's in here yet, but go on, Rob. Tell me why this is a good thing. What's this stroke of genius that you figured out that I've missed?
Well, it's not so much that. I just can't see why everybody is so negative about it. I mean, are we getting what we deserve from refereeing decisions? Absolutely not. Right? Everybody can see that. So is it right that the club does something about it or tries to do something about it? Absolutely. I mean, I think we can all agree that refereeing is not consistent across Premier League matches, right? That's the easiest thing to agree on. And I think we can also agree that it's not fair either, that there is a big six bias. And we have to ask, why is that? I'm not suggesting that any of these referees are on the payroll or they're secret Man U supporters or whatever. It's more because of what they fear in terms of backlash, right? So, nobody worries about upsetting Luton, right? But if you give a penalty against Man U at Old Trafford, that upsets 840 million people across the globe. Suddenly there's people in Indonesia that know your name and want you dead, right? So that's what is going on in the referee's mind, right? I think that what we need to do is level the playing field a little bit. No, hang on. So I think that Clattenburg has got he can contribute in several ways, right? The first thing he can do is actually teach the team and the manager the rules. And stop me if you haven't heard this one before, but Nuno, when he was previously a Premier League manager, was pre-VAR, right? So he's actually experiencing VAR for the first time. So he's saying things like, why wasn't Bolly's second yellow card reviewed? Why wasn't Tony moving the ball reviewed? Because that's not the rules, right? So it's clear that maybe people don't quite understand the rules about how VAR is applied, and we're kind of finding out afterwards and we're unhappy about it, right? So he can actually just teach players the rules. That's the first thing. Second thing is he's going to write these briefing packs. Now, this may sound a bit silly, but the fact is that all referees are not the same, right? Some are easily intimidated. Some are going to book you for dissent, right? It's helpful to the Ryan Yates of this world to know or the Morgan Gibbs-White of this world, which of it the referee is, right? We've seen some silly bookings for dissent, and then we've had players walking a tightrope on a yellow card after that, right? So they need to know whether it's a good idea to surround the ref or is it a good idea to push your luck. But the other thing is, I think that having Clattenburg on board, in a way, not so much intimidates the referee, but it just makes them understand that someone's marking their homework now, right? Because we've basically got a professional ref on the books reviewing their every decision. Now, right now, it seems to me like we've got something to complain about every week. The Nico Williams penalty, not given, right? The Tyrell Awoniyi penalty, not given. Ivan Toney moving the ball. I could go on. We all know what the things are.
But Rob, you're chatting crap.
Hang on. I haven't finished yet. So it sounds like we are constantly moaning.
Monologue. Go on.
No, I know.
You asked me why I support this. It seems like we are constantly moaning about referees. And I think the job of Clattenburg is to be the one that writes the letter. But I think half the time it needs to say to us, look, guys, there's no point moaning about this. The referees interpreted the rules correctly. So it just means it carries more weight if we write to the PGMOL or whoever. So I just think that's his role. I can't see it doing any harm. That's it, right? I'm not saying it's going to, win us the Premier League. I just can't see why people are so against it.
Because you're saying it's not going to do us any harm. That's not the question. What good is it going to do?
I've just suggested that.
Okay,
I'm in a minority of one. It's fine.
Okay, right. You're not, because Matt's with you in the chat at the very least, right? And so is Simon. Here's the point. Come Villa, let's say we lose to Villa on Saturday and there's a dodgy VAR decision. Should we sack Mark Clattenburg because that decision wasn't got right? Are you going to say as well going forward? So but you said going forward we're not going to have any complaints. It's going to gain us nothing.
Let's see if it works. So far we've got no evidence. It can't
work.
We have no evidence.
You've been bribing the chat. What's all this rubbish in the chat, man?
No, wait, you want to bring up this one as there you go. We'll leave that on screen for a few minutes.
Wait, there's a lot with Rob. Look, I'm not saying it's going to. It's not going to cost. It's not going to cost.
All I'll say is don't trust politicians telling you stuff because they're lying.
That's true. Or speakers of the house. Yeah, that's another one.
The only one positive I can think of is that it could be psychological in the sense that if Mark Clattenburg is one of their mates on the sideline, that is the only kind of swing I can see. If one of your mates is in one team and the other team you don't really like, then it shouldn't be that because it's supposed to be a professional sports environment. But you never know. It's worth a shot, isn't it?
But I see who wants to play. Can I say one more point on it? Right, I would see it if I'm the corrupt PG LOL. Right, I see it as quite simply they're like, you're basically telling us we don't do our job. You're going to bring this ex-ref in. Yeah, we're going to stick 2 more fingers up at you. What's to stop it going that way?
Well, let's see. So you think it could be harmful then? Just carry on taking the...
I'm not saying it's harmful. I'm kind of with Ant. I think it's pointless.
Can it get worse? It cannot get worse. We've had something to complain about every week.
Famous last words.
I know, but even after that long monologue, Rob, I still don't understand what you're saying the benefit is.
You mean I prepared what I was going to say? That's fine, isn't it?
You made no point.
You said you were going to make 7 points, and you made none.
Did anyone get the benefit out of that? I don't see. No, a genuine question. What is the benefit? In as succinct as you can, Rob, what is the benefit of this happening?
I hope it will make referees treat us differently, because it cannot get any worse, and it could get considerably better.
Yeah, I've got to say, I agree with Rob. I don't think it's going to make things worse, but I also agree with everybody else in the world that I don't think it's going to make things any better. What I would say, despite the fact I'm not going to speak on this subject, what I would say is I genuinely don't care. I don't see what the fuss is about. Who cares? It's just another employee for Forest to play in it. You know, we pay plenty. And despite what a certain Sheffield podcasts have said about it's another example of our corruption. Employing ex-referees, I must say, is very, very commonplace on the continent. They've been doing it for many, many years. So it's nothing new. It's just new to this league. And as you know, we don't like changing this league. So people think there's something strange about it, but it's not. It's quite normal abroad. But I don't think it make any difference. Rob, how long does it take somebody to tell Nuno you can't VAR review a second yellow? That's what, 5 seconds? Do you need to employ somebody to tell him that?
Well, it would have helped if he'd known in advance, wouldn't it?
No, it wouldn't have helped.
Well, no, he got booked last week for complaining, right? So, I mean, the point is he needs to know whether he's in the right before he gets himself booked.
Yeah, but Clattenburg's not going to be next to him. He's not going to pull out the Clattenburg book mid-game. Yeah. If you said Clattenburg was going to be in the dugout next to Nuno, I would actually say that makes more sense. And then Clattenburg speaks to the fourth official.
Have a way he can talk to him at half-time.
Rob,
he can go to the referee's room at half-time as well.
All right, let Annie, go on, then.
But very quickly, I knew that you couldn't VAR a second bookable offence. Didn't stop me standing up, shouting and swearing and calling the ref names. It's a football game. You're passionate. If it's a rule you don't agree with and it happens to you like that, who cares whether it's the rule or not? The rule's wrong. So in that respect, what I'm trying to say is pre-knowledge wouldn't necessarily have helped, because he would have still have lost his rag about it.
I reckon you lot are misinterpreting this. I think he's been brought in as the new set piece coach.
He probably
was.
Couple of weeds gone across. Let's move on.
Yeah. Wait, just Joe, a word on it as well. Let's see Joe's sensible approach here.
Yes, I think I'm probably the only panelist that agrees with Rob on this. You can't necessarily immediately see the benefit, and I feel like that's where you lot are all getting lost in the trees on it. But if you go back maybe a couple of decades or so, if you were a team and you were employing a coach for goal kicks or a coach for throw-ins, you'd say, well, that's stupid. What's the point of that? All you're doing is throwing the ball in. All you're doing is kicking the ball. But you come down now, all of a sudden, you've now focused on it. It's about marginal gains. You're not paying someone off to try and buy the refs off. It's just trying to, if it works, if it gets you a bit of favour in 1%, fine, I'll take that.
Joe, what's this 1%? What's this 1%? What's this 1%?
It's brought the light on the decisions that are going against us, because it's not getting brought up on Match of the Day, is it? It gets swept under the rug. It barely gets mentioned by anyone in the media unless it's a big team. So it's brought light to it. All of a sudden, everyone's talking about it, saying, why are you doing it? Now people are going to start saying, oh, maybe there's a bit of a case for it. And if referees know that we've got Mark Clattenburg, who probably is good friends with the PGMOL on board, he's going to be, I'm reffing a Forest game, maybe I have to be a bit more lenient and watch what's happened back. They have definitely got shafted for the past month. Maybe I might give, if I've got VAR on my side and I'm making an absolute howler, maybe I'll give it in the favour of Forest so VAR can overturn it, as opposed to every time it's against Forest and VAR does nothing about it. Maybe.
So do you honestly think that as a referee looks at, like, say, let's say Taiwo's penalty, right? Or Nico's penalty, whichever one you want. You think that in future, what you're hoping, and I'm not dissing this, I'm just clarifying, that as Taiwo goes down, the referee thinks no penalty. Oh, hold on. No, I better give it because Mark Clattenburg works for them.
Best point you've ever made, Dan. Best point you've ever made.
But I'm saying, like Rob said, if Marcus Rashford goes down at Old Trafford, he's going to know, oh, it looked a bit soft. But if I don't give this, people are going to really start getting down my throat. What's the difference?
I kind of see what you mean. Like if you've got a big decision to make and you're thinking, you know, I'm off to Mark's later for dinner with my wife, then maybe you're going to sway one way or the other.
But the amount of times that you can probably see it in refs' faces, they don't make a decision, or they go with the easy decision of, oh, I'm just not going to give anything, hoping that VAR is going to come around and turn it over. Never does. It never does for us. It would do for a bigger club, because then you've got more of a stake to say, right, no, we do have to actually turn it over. That was a howler. But it's just never airs that. So if it just moves the needle in one occasion, one penalty, it moves the needle and he gives it in that one occasion instead of never, fine.
There is a famous quote from Mike Dean. I can't remember exactly what it is, but I'll paraphrase it. Basically, he said that there was some decisions which went kind of his way when he was reffing on the pitch because the VAR lads didn't want to cause any issues for him. So there is some type of, you know, friendly, corruption. So basically, Forest will become a corrupt club, which is fine by me.
Listen, I mean, you guys was chatting shit for a while there. I still no one's actually giving me any. They're saying this might happen, that might happen. We don't know, but I don't see how it doesn't just bring negativity back on our club. We had a referee's son running our club. We had a referee's son running our club. Keith Cooper from Pontypridd was one of the biggest referees in top flight referees. Obviously, Steve Cooper's dad. Did that help us? It made no difference whatsoever. I don't see what difference this is going to make, other than bringing more attention to our club and giving ammunition to the pricks on other channels to be able to call us out for certain things. Hopefully, you guys are right and I'm wrong. But I do not see the benefit of this, and I think it just makes us more of a target. I really do. If they don't know the rules now, if the players like Yates, use Yates as an example. Simon, you come up with some crap that didn't get us a win at Wembley, but let's not even go down that route. We did get favoured at Wembley. There's no doubt about it. But do you think that was because he's Keith Cooper's son? I don't think so. But anyway, the point is, like, I don't see the benefit. I don't see the benefit of this, other than putting more of a target on us. If anything, I think more decisions will go against us, because they're thinking, look, they're trying to counteract us by doing this. But he's not the first person I would have ran to either. I think he's, as a referee, people will say he was a good referee. I thought he was another one of those. It was all about himself. It was all about himself. He wanted to be in the limelight, bit like the referee we had the other game, and but even the fans were singing that out. And Anthony Taylor, it's all about you. That's how Mark Clattenburg came across to me. So
I struggle to believe it.
No, we were responding to a point that somebody did make. So that's what I was just referring to. I don't really care about.
Okay, let's move this on, because I think, as always, I'm right. Anyway, let's move on and start talking about the actual football match, the important stuff. Before we do, massive thank you to Mark for becoming a YouTube member. You absolute legend. Thank you so much. And then we got this 18-month-old pillock here, man, called Mark as well. There's a lot of Marks. How are you, Marky? Thank you. You pillocks, he says. Nikki with the 7 months. And congratulations to Nikki, who won the spot prize on Football Prizes. And he chose the Joe Worrell shirt from. He had 4 options to choose from: Cooper, Worrell, Mangala, Sangare, and he went with Worrell. So fair
Sangare?
play.
No, he didn't have Sangare.
Mangala, sorry. Mangala.
I mean, all 4 of them are either no longer at the club or should no longer be at the club,
including Mangala.
I said they are no longer.
That's what he meant.
Or should so he falls into no longer.
Just checking. If you do want to enter the new prize is it's exactly like this that I've got here, but it's the current signed framed Forest shirt.
I've entered, guys, so don't bother.
Brown envelopes. So if you want that, I'll get the link in the chat for you guys in just a second. But those tickets, I think, will go really fast. Sai with the 18 months as well. Thank you, Sai, you legend. It's a good idea. Marginal gains worth a try. Tell me what these marginal gains are. Sai. Tell me what.
Let's move on.
Not
everybody's into buzzwords and silly little phrases, and all that makes it all right then because I've said a buzzword. Let's move on.
Yes, move on.
Georgie boy, thank you for the 6 months. The absolute legend. Appreciate it. Okay, let's jump into the actual proper stuff. The thing that actually matters, which is the football. Why have I got a random onion here? Oh my.
Don't forget to get your super chats in as well, because I need to go down to the club shop tomorrow and buy a Clattenburg shirt.
That's a long name, mate. That's a long name. Jan's legend 13 Swedish Corona with the super ticket. Thank you so much, buddy. Okay, so I want to kick this off on tomorrow. Stick or twist? Now, Nuno's kind of answered the answer for us because Sangare is apparently injured, Ainar's injured, and so is Bolly. What the hell, man? I thought jet lag was bad on a flight, but coming back with injuries is just ridiculous. For those who haven't heard, Einar was injured in the semi-final, yet somehow managed to play in the final. Sangare's injury is from the Mane assault tackle that he did in the first or second match in the group stages. And Bolly, I think he's still jet lagged from when Cooper said he was, so I don't know exactly what's happened to him. But they're not going to be even in the squad tomorrow. Who wants to kick us off on the thoughts of these injuries? And also, I just want to add, there's been so much hate for Sangare on social media today. Not as much as me. Sangare, step your game up, bro. But they're like, I've seen some people say, sell him. He doesn't want to play for Forest. He's doesn't care. Why is he injured? Why is this the other? Does anyone agree with that thought? Joe, kick us off on it.
No, I don't agree with it, but I do find it funny that now the shoe's on the other foot and we're actually wanting to keep a player and others are wanting to boot it out. All of a sudden, we're still in the wrong. When we aren't really fussed on any players sticking around anymore, and we say they're not worth playing, they're no good, it doesn't matter if it's their boyhood club. All of a sudden, we're getting ousted. Oh, we hate the club. We hate all of our players. We want Cooper out. Oh, we're just parasites. All of a sudden, we've got a player who comes back from injury and has been played in the wrong position by the wrong manager for the system. All of a sudden, they're still in the right, and we have no idea what we're talking about. I find it quite comical.
Welcome to FFT.
Boom, mic drop. Love it.
He's right.
It is.
I'll jump in then, if you like. As you know, I suggested on the previous stream that I would leave those guys out. However, having watched he's gone now. Look, I was going to give him a compliment. I'm glad. Don't listen.
I'm here. I'm just eating, mate. I'm listening, baby.
Having watched his video today, I thought, yeah, I can see some value in what he's saying. And I actually came round to thinking, yeah, maybe bringing hate dropping Danilo on it, just as he's getting back into form. But I understand the fact that Sangare is naturally a deeper playing midfielder. And he's certainly got a lot of more tenacity about him. So I actually came around to the idea of having Sangare in. And even Aina, I thought, I really enjoyed the way that Nico's been playing the last few games. But I think in this particular game, to Ezra's point, I think having a bit more solidity is probably of value. So I probably would. So I actually came around to putting Aina and Sangare in. I then looked at the Post website and they can't play anyway. So it kind of buggered me up really. So we are what we are. But I'm quite, I'm happy enough with the team we're putting out. But now I've got a little excuse in my brain now. But if Sangare and Aina had been in, we'd have been all right. But yeah, if I did actually come around to thinking maybe it wasn't a bad idea to bring those two guys in. But unfortunately, they can't play. So we'll have to.
It is hypothetical, but sorry, just because we're on that point, because it is hypothetical, they're not playing. But I would have actually gone Aina for Nuno, because I think the threat's more from Bailey, and I think Aina's a better left-sided defender.
Agreed.
That's
But
what I would
Nuno
do.
won't drop him.
Yeah,
He won't drop him.
either,
He won't
to be
drop
honest, either. Because they're both similar, you know what I mean? But Nico's perhaps got a little bit more tenacity in defence than Nuno has.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's
Yeah,
your take? Crypto, before you start, I was going to bring you in. Size generously paid for the C letter on your new top.
Cheers,
Thank you to him. Well, you can say thank you to him, Crypto, and then get your thoughts in.
Yeah, so if I get Mark Plattenberg, I can just say C. Thanks for that, Simon.
We know where
you're going.
If we can get about another 60 quid in, I'll be able to write his whole name out.
First name as well.
I was just going to make a point about Aina. It makes sense now that he was injured before the final because he got in the team of the cup, didn't he? As in the team.
He was brilliant,
and he was brilliant until the final where he got ran past 4 times, and you can double check that stat on SofaScore because he wasn't very good in the final, but now it makes sense. So fair play to him. But yeah, he's a great player. It'd be great to have him back in along with the other guys, but. The thing I don't understand is, is it 2 weeks now since they came back? What are these injuries? Why are they taking so long? It's strange, isn't it? We always seem to have these really weird injuries that just come from nowhere and then last for a lifetime. There's been no update on Chris Wood, I don't believe either. So we're pretty much stuck with one striker at the moment. I know Rigi came on and did his little trick last week, but. These injuries seem to go on all season, and it comes back to haunt us, I think. So, but it's good for me because I stick with the same team. So, yeah.
Well, Rob, I want to bring you into it, but I kind of want to divert the question a little. Do you see the point the people are making that are saying get rid of Sangare?
No, I think he's just not had the opportunity to prove himself under Nuno. And Nuno's managed to get the best out of all sorts of people like Tavares and Williams and Hudson-Odoi. So I'm confident he's going to get the best out of Sangare. However, I would like Sangare to be fit before he attempts that. Now, in terms of the frustration that people have expressed online, I think it is just frustrating to see players making themselves available for international matches when they are either carrying injuries. But it's just, people want to play for the country. It reminds me of when Paul Ince played a World Cup for England and told everybody afterwards, I had a broken ankle the entire time. It's don't, and it's very annoying that these guys are coming back with like battle injuries. But having said that, much as Ant said, if you're going to get injuries, I guess it's players that didn't play for us in the last game. And we were even considering whether they would get back in the team. So, let's give them another week. Maybe some of them might play a bit of time in the cup game. I don't know. But other point to make is that Villa, I've been talking to my contact, they've got their own injury crisis. So I think this has been underplayed. So their injury list reads Mings, Buendia, Konsa, Carlos, Kamara, Duran. So they are quite depleted. Whereas I would say, even without those three, Forest are close to, the people that we start with will be close to 95% full strength. So it could have been a worse time. But no, I have confidence that Sangare will come good. I'm very confident about it.
Yeah, but Rob, that list you're reading, I get what you're saying, but it's historical injuries for some of them.
Sure.
Ming's been out all season.
Duran's not a massive
without height at the back. And
who's Duran, man? I thought they were a band.
He's the striker that he's the backfill for Watkins, right? But so my contact is saying that they're lacking a bit of height at the back, and that is a weakness that potentially a one-year can exploit.
That I agree with. So, we need to trust some
I'm just saying that Villa are not full strength. They're a bit off balance at the moment as well. They're inconsistent. They've lost 3 home games in a row. They've steadied the ship a little bit by thrashing Sheffield, but which Villa is going to turn up? I think what my contact has said is that it kind of went.
Your mum.
No, it's not my mum. I hope he's watching it.
Rob, I want to.
It went south after they drew with Sheffield at home because Villa Park wasn't a fortress anymore. So I think they're pretending to be confident about this game, but I think they're looking at our league position and they don't realise that our performances are way better than our results at the moment.
Thank you.
And that will come good. It always comes good. If you can play yourself through the bad luck and sign a referee, you might just get a little bit of luck.
Rob, who's this secretive contact you talk about? Is Unai Emery like a top donor to the Lib Dems or something?
No, I just have a lifelong Aston Villa friend, and I wrote to him yesterday, and he's written me a full briefing.
You did make it sound like it was Unai Emery's right-hand man. I'm not going to lie.
Only a politician. I wrote to my friend and he replied with a full briefing. Only a politician.
Send it by carrier pigeon.
We said, I asked my mate, he's supported Villa for ages. But no, it's wrote to him and returned with us.
Was it like a Clattenburg pre-match pack that he's going to give to Nuno?
Exactly. It was a how to beat Aston Villa briefing.
Let's do a couple of the super chats. Brandon, love you, bro. Thank you for the £5. Polyjet jagged until next season, but I do think Sangare has an attitude problem. Nuno changes that. If Nuno changes that, it'd be great. I think everyone's being harsh on Sangare. I really do. Thank you again for the £5. And Jimmy, loving the picture, Jimmy, with the 5 Swiss francs for Rob's next election campaign. Bro, you've just like boosted his campaign fund by 5-fold.
I need £500. The deposit's £500.
Now you can lower all our taxes, Rob.
and Pat says, Rob, you got an imaginary friend.
I hope he says something in the comments now.
Yeah.
Is he watching? Shout out to Emery's right-hand man if you're watching in the comments. And do you think what Rob said is right? Forest are in a false position. Or are we getting giddy? Like Twist said earlier on, he was saying, are we getting a bit ahead of ourselves and deluded because we had one good win and result?
Well, you know what? Yeah, I've seen some really good performances. Under Nuno, the performances are getting better and better. But then I look at how many games we've won all season and I think, hang on, that... Because, like in my mind, I'm thinking we're a really good side. We can go anywhere and beat anybody. And then I look at the table and I think, oh, maybe we can't. So, yeah, I am a little bit giddy. And I think tomorrow is such an important game for us.
Huge.
Because it's like the beginning of the running, if you like. I think it's 13 games left or something like that. So it's the beginning of the running. We need to get on a run. We can't keep thinking, well, we're okay. But we've lost, but we're good. And then with the players coming back, it should make us stronger. So I am a little bit giddy.
Is it a must win?
I'm nervous as well. But Villa, as I think you pointed out, I think they've won 3 out of the last 8 games. So they're not smashing everybody. So, and but it's like they've lost the last 3 home games. You know what we always say? Oh, well, that's got to change, hasn't it?
Welcome, Forest.
I mean? Well, yeah, you say that. I don't. But you know what I mean? They've lost 3 home after having such an immaculate home record. They've lost 3 home games on the trot.
They won 15 in a row, didn't they?
Just one more. Yeah, just one more game. Just do it for one more game. And I honestly think that we're capable. They defend with a high line. We've got pace and attack. We've been fairly solid in defence. We let in stupid set piece goals, but non-set piece goals, we're right up there, aren't we? We're 3rd in the Premier League.
3rd, yeah.
For XG against. So we're kind of solid if we can just sort out the set piece situation. And if Yates is not in, we won't be giving away so many set pieces in the first place. So that will help.
There's a lot of agendas against Yates on this stream.
No, it's no agenda, mate.
I've heard his name.
I will say he's a good squad player. He's a good squad player, but he's not a first team player, is he?
He was good for doing what he did last week.
If we put him up for sale tomorrow, which Premier League clubs would be in for him? Sheffield United?
Yeah.
Burnley, maybe? Luton?
No.
You know what? Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I'm sorry, but you're forgetting some people on YouTube think that Yates was going to be a future England star, so you might want to take that into consideration.
Yeah, and I don't think he is myself. I'm sorry, no, but there you go.
Well,
I mean,
I think he might be a few. I think he might be a few Luton star or Sheffield star, but I can't.
Sheffield can't afford him. They can't even afford Joe Worrell.
True. No, they can't. They can't afford him. Seriously, they can't afford him.
We can't. No, it's not even.
I just want to make.
Actually, they probably can, but they're too fucking Yorkshire tight to do it.
And racist.
Yeah,
And racist.
Punch of blood. I just want to make one point on what Ant said. I think the key tomorrow is setting Murillo up to make high to low balls over the midfield and get the wingers running at them. Because if they play the same high line like they did last time against us, all it takes is balls over the top. We've got the pace up front. They're not going to be able to deal with it. And Murillo is perfectly placed. And I'd say Felipe as well is pretty good at knocking those balls out wide.
I agree with that.
If we can stay on side.
Yeah,
you got to stay outside.
Yeah, Langer's staying on side.
Remember the home game.
I remember it where we had loads of different offsides, but you'll get there eventually.
Yeah, Ez, would you say Elanga's the key to this? Following on, I agree with what Crypto's saying that Murillo is almost going to be quarterbacking it. But do you think let's target the right hand side with Elanga's pace against what's their left back called? Moreno. Thank you. Yeah, is that the side to target, or do you target Matty Cash?
I think you can target both sides now because you can always have Nuno on the overlap on the opposite side. I think we've all agreed that Hudson-Odoi doesn't have the pace of Elanga, but he's backed up quite considerably with Nuno Tavares, who often was ahead of him in the game last weekend. So we have now, I think, for first time in a few seasons, genuinely got options on both sides. But that has to be the gameplay. If they continue to play that high line, it should just bring back some muscle memory from the last game. Just remember to stay on side. I think Taiwo was probably the worst culprit in the home tie. I think he got 6 or 7 offsides, didn't he? So if we can work on that, I think that's definitely the way to go forward. And I know the Spurs games are still quite a way off, but it's just copying paste for the Spurs away game later on in the season.
Ed, you know that.
Go on.
Sorry to interrupt you, but you know that game you're talking about? It was really annoying because Taiwo was offside a lot, but there was also points where they flagged him offside.
Yes,
and they didn't let him go through and take a shot or score. They blew the offside whistle without using VAR. So what happened is when you watch the replay back on telly, he could have scored maybe 2 goals, but they didn't give him a chance because they just put the flag down incorrectly as soon as he ran past.
So I mean,
that is why you need.
I knew he was going to say that.
That is why you need Mark Plattenberg on your team.
You know, if it helps with things like that, whatever. Like I say, the proof is in the pudding with the Mark Clattenburg thing. But you're right, because me and Ant said it at the stadium. At least let him play through, and those ones weren't offside either. We were banging line.
Two that weren't offside.
Yeah,
and the rule is keep the flag down until the plays is played through, hasn't it? But again,
when it's that close, when
it suits them. But they were,
the crowd were going mad watching that game because it was so frustrating. Because if you're sat high in line, I think where I was sat, I think I was with you guys that game, sat high in line, and you can see he's not offside, but they're blowing the whistle as soon as he starts running.
I'll tell you what, though, the more we speak, the more I can see Tavares running through the lines, which he does anyway. It's his natural game to run through the lines.
He'll stop.
So I can actually see him breaking free and being one-on-one with the goal. God knows what he'll do if he's one-on-one with the goal.
30 yards still.
It's good. It's good. Yeah. What you say, let me, sir?
I was going to say, even if he's one-on-one through, he'll still shoot from 30 yards out. He won't run it into the box
with his right foot.
Yeah.
But
yeah, we have genuinely got a threat on both sides, so that's something we haven't had for a couple of seasons. So I think Murillo obviously is a key if he can get his passing right, but I think we will have a discussion about who to pair him with, because I think that's the only chat we really need to have.
Go on, you can kick that off. But before you do, before you do, just kick off at the chat. 96 likes with about 300 in here.
You having a laugh, guys? If we just pause it. I told you the pricks will still watch us even if we don't talk to them. We'll mute ourselves. We'll chat in the background, and when you guys are ready to get the likes in, we'll come back on.
They'd probably prefer us not to talk, mate. To be honest, they're just having they're a bit. I'm not listening to you, lot. I'm reading the chat's comments. They're more interesting, so it's good to see. Okay, good. The freaking links are finally working. Cheers, Mark, for testing that. So
there's a like spike, as Catfish says.
Yeah, get those likes up. Just very quickly, so a couple of things. The link for SofaScore is pinned to the chat. Please, 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 pretty please, if you haven't downloaded it already, please do. It's completely free, and it's your way to support us at no cost whatsoever. So please take a second to download that. Lefty the legend.
I'd like to endorse that. Please, until you're all fully signed up, and then he'll shut up about it.
I will. Yeah, if people just download it, I won't have to bring it up.
Yeah, how will you know? How will you? Everyone has signed up to SofaScore 3 times already. How will you know? When will you
download it on different phones?
Yeah. Exactly.
Can we, guys? Can we get the like count to 5,000 tonight, please?
We're not big enough.
To be fair, I think we should set a realistic goal. If there's how many people are in?
300 in here. We need 200. We need 200.
250.
200.
You gotta be optimistic.
You get 250, and then you say, right, let's push on to 200.
All right, well, what if we say 150 in the next 20 minutes? Yeah, and then we'll reassess. Okay. Yeah. Maybe shout out the legend Lefty. SFC, the Forest crew, man. So solid, Forest crew, Lefty. Thank you, buddy, for becoming a member. Appreciate your support. All right. Why are you looking at me like that? Is like you don't know who So Solid crew are, man. Seriously.
No, I just didn't expect it from you, mate. But whatever floats.
We've got 21 seconds to go, mate. Thank you so much, Lefty. Appreciate the support, bud. Wazza with the £2. All good for tomorrow. All a win all day long.
Are you there tomorrow, Wazza? No, we're not this. I don't know why.
It's the way, you idiot. You're not a true fan. You only go to the home games.
Yeah, that's true. At least I go to those, mate. What, you can't talk.
True.
All right, so the pod might get loud and shouty now because I'm starting on my wine. So,
can we get the wine emojis in? It's begun. Get the popcorn and the wine ready in the chat. Okay.
Don't make me laugh.
Here comes Ant's alter ego, Mr. Pillock.
Yeah. Pillock code engaged.
Hey, I've settled for that being my alter ego. It was your normal personality.
All right. Let's carry on because Ez raised 1 point in all his babble there, and then he didn't even talk about it. Right?
He didn't give me a chance.
Go on then, sir. Sorry.
I want someone else to talk about because I've kind of like put my cards on the table, but I would potentially change it and take Felipe out, replace him with. I said Omobamidele, but Omobamidele or Niakate for tomorrow's game because I think they'll be more tricky on the floor. I think basically it's not going to be an aerial battle tomorrow, and an aerial battle, Felipe 100% is my soldier. He is my soldier 100%. But it's not going to be an area battle, I believe, tomorrow. And I would look for somebody who won with a distribution as well. I don't think Felipe's distribution on the floor is that bad at all. But I just don't think he has a pace that I'm looking for tomorrow. So for me, it's Niakate or Omobamidele. Discuss, guys. Do you agree?
Let's say tomorrow we're going to press, right? Because the way to beat Villa is to press, is to go over the top, is to get forward. Presumably, Murillo will be given the instructions to get forward as well, like he does in most games. I think Felipe is really good at holding back, and he doesn't need the pace. If he doesn't move forward, if he sticks to his position, I think Felipe is one of the best defenders to hold that defense by himself. It's like an almost good problem to have because everybody we have now, Niakate, Bolly, whoever it may be, Omobamidele, they're all good. We don't have any bad players really. Maybe Ryan Yates. Talking about the defense.
So if we're pressing them, crypto, if we're pressing them, how far up does our back line need to be? If we're pressing
that's what I'm saying.
We're playing.
We don't need Felipe in a counter attack.
But how far up does our back line need to be? Because if you leave any space in behind, you need somebody with pace to get back. And if you're saying he's our last defender in that situation. He hasn't got the pace to deal with a ball over the top. He just hasn't. As good. We saw it last week.
If we're counter attacking them, they're not going to put a ball back over the top of us.
That's exactly what I do. They
try and play possession on the ground.
No, but they'll still keep the paciest attacker as far up as in line with our last defender. And if our last defender,
their paciest attacker's not that pacey. And don't forget, you can always get Tavares to come back and cover.
Leon Bailey, Watkins aren't pacey.
Their entire
Watkins
attack is built on pace.
Yeah,
They've got
yeah,
pace.
yeah. They are. They're fast, but I wouldn't say they're ultra pacey.
But they're faster
Leon
than-
Bailey,
Do
Moose
you see what I'm
Diaby,
saying?
Ollie
Go
Watkins.
on, let me. You jump in, man.
All three of them are pacey. That's pretty much their entire. Like that's.
Yeah,
what
but that's
they're
not
built
their
on.
attacking line, Lemmy.
But they
Their
pass. They
attacking
pass it
line
about, don't
is Watkins, Bailey, and Tillemans.
But is Diaby injured or is they
Diaby-
No, he's just not being
playing.
picked.
they?
He's not
being
being
played.
picked.
I
Yeah,
agree.
maybe.
Diaby's fast,
He's
and
not
I know
bad.
because I've got him in my FIFA.
Also, when do we attack with a high line that's 40 yards up the pitch?
Mm. Mm.
You know,
You say that, Ab, but we have.
very rarely.
We have.
Away
I've been
from home.
seeing.
Got caught out in
Away from home.
not away from home. I haven't seen it. No.
No.
I don't know.
I can't see us being 35 yards off. 35
So what are
yards.
you saying? Keep Felipe.
Oh. I'm conflicted.
Yes.
I'm conflicted.
See,
I love
but this
Felipe
is
for his
worthy
irritability,
debate, though.
for his leadership, for his tackling, for his qualities that he's got. But the pace thing does slightly worry me. And I do love Niakate. I do prefer a right-footed centre-back at right centre-back. I have to say that. I know that left-footed centre-backs can play it, but it's not natural. Your body position is not natural. Where a player will naturally clear with his right, it's harder for a left-sided player to turn his body. You know what I mean? You just can't. It's not the same on that side. So that worries.
I don't agree.
Professional athletes, you can't.
Oh,
turn your-
hang on a sec, lads. No, Wolfie, it is. Honestly, if you've ever played football, you'll know. If you favour one side, your body position favours that side. So if you're on the left centre back, if you're a left centre back
I
playing
get
on the
what
right,
you mean. Yeah.
your natural position is slightly that way.
Yeah.
It's natural. Bearing in mind, it's backward on the screen.
Yeah, but as a
that
right
way.
footer, I
Whereas the
prefer
right
to play on the
footer
left
will be
side.
that way.
Yeah, but I
Pardon?
prefer to play on the left side as a right footer.
Yeah, but you were crap, weren't
I
you?
used to be on it. Right.
Yeah,
No.
so would I.
I
Hey,
wasn't
I
you weren't
I
a professional
tell
Premier
my
League
mum
footballer, were you? It's a different
I'm
standard
a
of football. I
professional
didn't mean
under
to insult you
13s
there,
coach
but-
now, mate, and I invert. I
I
invert
didn't
my
mean to
attack.
insult you there. Well, I perhaps put that a little bluntly. What I meant to say is you're not playing against the kind of quality players that you'd be playing against if you were in
I'm
the
playing
Premier
against
League.
other under 13-year-olds. I'll have you know. Thank you very much.
But it is I mean, that's why left-footed players centre-back generally play on the left centre-back and right-footed generally play right centre-back as a preference. I'm not saying Niakate can't do it, but it is that little split. Marginal gains. Marginal gains.
Don't go all Clattenburg.
I hate the word marginal games.
Yeah, can we?
Fine margins. Just like Houghton
Fine
used to say.
margins.
Just
Oh,
like
God.
Houghton.
Let's heat some up, shall we?
You know, Rob lost
No.
his election by fine margins.
I lost my
true.
deposit by fine margins. Get it right.
He
Big
wishes
margin,
it was
big
by fine
margin.
margin. Yeah.
Massive
4.95%.
I love you, mate.
It's on Wikipedia.
Okay,
Go,
so
Rob. What's your fine margin, Rob, on it?
Well, I was against dropping Omobamidele because I thought he'd done nothing wrong. I really liked that partnership, but the fact is, during those games where we had Murillo and Omobamidele, we let a lot of goals in. And that's just the fact, right? Now, we've just had what I would say is our best defensive performance of the season. Yes, it was at home. Yes, it was at West Ham. Yes, we made them look rubbish. But I think this might be a game where experience is more important. And I'm not sure having two 21-year-olds in central defence for this game is the right thing. We're going to face a lot of set pieces. I think that we dealt with the set pieces. The few that West Ham had, we dealt with them well. So I want a partnership between Felipe and Murillo, and I want that partnership to develop. So I'm not for changing it, quite honestly. Might be regretting this time tomorrow night, but I would leave it the same. I just don't see the reason for change. I don't see why you'd gamble.
Okay, but as you said though, you didn't want Omobamidele out.
I know. I'm frequently wrong. I don't know if you've noticed this. So
We did.
it's crossed my mind a couple of times. No, but what I'm saying, are you currently thinking? Should you not be thinking that? Well, was I wrong beforehand? Now, I'll look. Can we just all agree that we don't mind if Felipe plays? Don't mind if Bamadelli plays. We don't mind. We're just nitpicking now. Yeah, we all, or is someone really strongly against it?
Not so long
I
ago.
trust the manager.
Not so long ago, it was bringing in McKenna or Worrell, wasn't it? So I
trust the
absolutely.
manager.
I wouldn't look at that team sheet, and whichever one of those three was in, I wouldn't go fucking hell no.
Whoever he picks, it will be for a tactical reason, and I'm happy. I trust the manager. I'm happy with what the manager does.
Yeah,
I think it's something Nuno would do. That's what my last point. And I think something Nuno would do, and I think Rob's quite rightly said that it's a tactic. It'll be a tactical decision, but Nuno isn't averse to doing that. But I'd love to hear if Lemmy or Crypto have got any other opinion on that, because Ant just sat on the fence. He didn't actually give an answer, so you guys give an actual answer.
Me,
I
absolutely sat on the fence. I sat on two fences.
Mr. Creosote. Go on, Lemmy. What do you reckon? Would you change it?
Lemmy.
I think I'd want Bamadelli just because he's the youth of the team, and he's got those real leadership qualities that I think that we need in that back line.
So say that near
This is where Mr. Pillett kicks off.
Bring it right from it.
No, in all honesty, I wouldn't change a thing. They played super.
I really thought he meant that.
You should have let it go.
Sorry, Joe, go on.
Carried it on.
No, I'd keep it exactly as it was against West Ham. They did perfect. We had, like we usually do, we saw one mistake which came from Felipe, but Murillo covered it off perfectly. So I think they're a perfect centre-back duo, and I wouldn't change it.
Well, do you think Nuno might though? Do you think Nuno's capable of changing, or has it in his mind to make a tactical change tomorrow?
Possibly. I wouldn't be disappointed if it was changed. It's one of those. I think I'd be more disappointed if we had seen changes further up the field after how well we were playing last week. But no, I'd have full faith in whatever Nuno decided. I'd believe that there must be a reason for it, whether it's to give Felipe a bit of a rest because it's not been able to be playing back-to-back games all season. I'd trust his decision, but I wouldn't want to change it if there was no benefit to it.
Crypto, I'm a Bamadelli fan. I was going to say he's a massive Bamadelli fan. Are you tempted to bring him back in, or is he one for the future where he's only going to play a few games and might likely play the cup game rather than this game?
The thing is, I'm a fan of all of them, including Bolly. I know Bolly's injured, but
no one's talking about him.
The thing is, I think we've got such solid lines now, not just the defense, but going forward into midfield and attack, that it is hard to choose. I mean, I personally would probably keep Felipe in because I think he's in form. But Nuno, when he does all his pre-match research with his coaches, is going to find out who has the skill set to deal with people like Ollie Watkins. It may be, you may be right. It may be that we need someone who's slightly faster. Do we need people who are better at keeping possession? Do we need people who can head the ball? We've got to trust that into Nuno. But I wouldn't be unhappy if any of them started tomorrow. I do think that I know Ant didn't agree with me, but I think Bamadelli and Murillo are the future of this defensive.
I think we all agree.
Yeah,
I know Ant doesn't because he thinks
Murillo. Because Murillo's going. That's why.
Well,
but
it's that immediate.
Anyway, let's move on. That's for the future. That's for the future. Then also,
I'd utilise Felipe while he's still got it. He's still in form. He's probably got a year or two left. He hasn't put much wrong. I know he made a slight mistake, but so did Elanga. So has everyone nearly this season. I personally like to play informed players, and I think to get other people back into the squad, they've got to prove that in training to Nuno, and we won't be open to seeing that.
Okay, I want to move this on into attack. Hold on, I want to move this on to, but I've got to get through some of the super chats as well. We got our boy Noah's back. Noah back from the 199. Noah. Guess who's back? It is Noah Forest, our magic.
Great to have you back, bud.
Good to see you back, Noah. And what a beautiful name. Same as my son's name. Love it. And Brandon, you're way too generous, bro. With the 5 gifted memberships. Thank you so much, bro. That's gone out to Darren. Make sure you show Brandon some love. To Mark,
Yeah, give him a
make
follow
sure
on X, guys, because he's a massive. He
it's
does
not
a
the
lot.
same Brandon. It's not the same Brandon, bro. Let it go.
Is it
Let
not?
it go.
Yeah, well
Okay,
done,
we'll
Ed.
just follow him anyway. Follow him anyway, innit?
Let it go.
Follow
Let
him.
it go.
Find him.
Good thing you're off camera. Good thing you're off camera. And that's gone to Peter, and it's gone to Stan the man as well. And the ball is asking, how'd you become a member? Just hit !member because Stream Elements is working again. I don't know how it's fixed it. I don't know if Twist done something in the background, but it's working. So fantastic. And there's something else I was gonna say. Yeah, so you can someone test Stream Elements for me. Do !sofa, and that should give you the sofa score link. And get those likes up. What are we at now, guys? Let's have a quick look. We should be at 150. We're at 147. So 3 more of you need to hit that like. Hit that like, and then we'll push it on to 200. Okay. Now, I want to have this debate. And by the way, can I just say it's feeling weird the way we're talking about Forest players now? Like, I don't think any of our squad is crap. Yeah. Maybe Czech Kyoto. Yeah. The rest of them are more like they're decent. What?
Matt Turner.
Let's not find people.
Don't you dare say check your.
Yeah, I agree with Rob on this one.
Let's not. Why are we still looking for people to complain about?
No, you're missing my point, Rob. You're missing my point. I'm saying it's a good squad. Yeah, this time last year we could complain about 7 or 8 players. Now we're nitpicking, and I freaking love it, man. It's nice. It's nice. Okay. And I want to get into an even bigger headache right now, or it may not actually be a headache. Sofa, don't do it. Score. Sorry, it's score. Thank you, my beautiful catfish mod. !, score, not sofa. Why isn't it sofa? Okay, yeah, it is score. Thank you. Okay, let's get into this debate. GOR has not come to Forest to play on the bench. And I know there's loads in the chat that are saying, give him a chance, give him a chance. Okay. Crypto, you like him, if I remember rightly. You've had the in the know knowledge on him. It's not a case of should he play, it's how does he get into the team, I think is my question to you. Because right now that front four is firing. How does he get in?
Yeah, I mean, to be consistent, I'd keep Callum Hudson-Odoi because I think again he's in form, so I think he deserves to be in the team. When Reina originally joined, I would have presumed, and I think a lot of people said it, is that he would go out on the left where Callum Hudson-Odoi was, because he wasn't in the best form. He wasn't in bad form. You know, Callum Hudson-Odoi was never a bad player for us, but he wasn't firing on all cylinders like he is now. So there's two real positions that Reina can play. One is the left, and one is where Morgan Gibbs-White plays. Now, not many people are going to drop Morgan Gibbs-White, and that really is his true position. So it's a hard one. What I would do is play him in the cup. I'd probably bench Morgan Gibbs-White for the cup game against Manchester United, just so that we can see him have a full 70, 80 minutes and see what he's like. Because he is, you know, supposedly a very good player. And like you say, Reedy told me that he's absolutely fantastic in training. And you know,
friend. Being good in training means
shout out to flat friends, Reedy. Okay. Sweet.
Being
FA.
good in training means sweet FA. Doesn't mean a thing. Being good in training,
mate. This is from Stephen.
And he said
Reed.
it 3 weeks ago.
Stephen Reed said to me, "Reina is fantastic."
Well,
if that doesn't mean anything, then you're not a true fan.
Piss off.
He said it 3 weeks ago, bro. Is he still fantastic?
Look, he needs to get a chance to play some minutes, and I think the best thing to do is to play him in the FA Cup. That's what I would do.
Yeah, I wouldn't start him in the league game.
You've got to play Morgan Gibbs-White. Morgan Gibbs-White hasn't done anything wrong. Statistically, he's one of our best players. So, like I said before, I'd keep the same lineup going into tomorrow.
But I just want to touch on Wolfie's point, saying that he's not come here to sit on the bench. Doesn't matter what he's come here to do.
Point,
I agree. I agree.
You know,
yeah, it does. I don't suppose Andre Santos came here to be on the bench, but he was.
Yeah,
but it does matter.
Why? Do you reckon you've got a chance of getting him?
Slips up, he'll be in. Soon as someone
got a chance of getting him.
No, not because of that. All right, if I said to you as that Robbie just called me and he wants Ants on AFTV, Oh, that's getting all excited now. It's hypothetical, and don't get too excited. It's hypothetical, yeah.
I've
And he
been on
wants to put
AFTV,
him.
mate. I don't need to be on it again.
Yeah, but he wants to put him on the Forever Arsenal podcast. Yeah. Okay.
You can go
He's
off
getting
screen,
really
Andy.
excited. He's
You
getting
want to
really
go off
excited.
screen, go off
Great
screen,
job.
So,
Do what you have
can
to
you not
do.
hear me? Can you not hear me?
Yeah, we can
So,
hear you.
yeah, okay. So then Arsenal and sorry, he gets all excited. He's going to go on
Got his
AFTV,
new
right?
name.
He gets there, and Robbie says, "You know what?" And I told Wolfie that we want you on forever. What's it called? Forever Arsenal. What's the podcast called?
I think that's it, isn't it?
Forever Arsenal, yeah.
Forever Arsenal. And he says to him, I know the discussion between me and Wolfie was that you'll start, but we're just going to bench you for a while. Ant's going to be annoyed, yeah? But if Robbie had said to him, we're going to get you on at some point, yeah, then that's a different wording. So what I'm saying is, if Rayner's been told you're coming to Forest, you will get to play. You will be, no one's guaranteed, but you will start. That's different to him being told you will come in and you have to work your way into the team, because then his mindset can be, you know what, screw this, and he can be a bad egg in the basket. That's what I'm saying.
I agree, but why are you assuming he was told he would be an automatic starter? You can't tell a player on a 6-month contract.
I haven't said that, but I don't know that for sure. But logic would dictate he was wanted by 4 or 5 clubs, chose Forest over some quote unquote bigger clubs. Why would he come to Forest on the pre-assumption that he's going to be bench warming? That's my point.
I agree.
Maybe he's got some balls and he thought he was good enough to force his way in.
Yeah, and that should be the attitude.
We're making an issue out of nothing because, quite frankly, given our record, someone's going to get injured in the next couple of games and then he'll be a starter.
That's true.
Oh, here comes reality.
he's
right, though. Taiwo. Anyway,
Mr. Reality.
It's true, though.
Yeah,
I cannot believe that
he will get an opportunity. I'm sure.
Yeah,
I mean, I like the idea of the Man U game. I mean, if that's not big enough for him, then nothing is it?
He wasn't playing for Dortmund.
As well.
He wasn't playing for Dortmund. It's not like he was ripped out of their team. He's not in form, so he needs to get his form.
He didn't want to go somewhere else and not play. He didn't want to go somewhere else and not play.
I didn't hear one of you. Stop talking over each other. Speak individually, because I just heard noise.
We're all speaking with the same voice.
Yeah,
I was just saying he didn't want to not play at Dortmund to leave somewhere else to not play.
Exactly.
Oh, sod him. Send him back then if he can't be able to work for his place. Nobody's got a god divine right to play for our football.
50 quid on his shirt the day he landed in Nottingham.
If you play, if you deserve to play, not because you want to play.
Yeah, that's not the mentality.
If he doesn't want to sit on the bench and work for it,
this is why Anderson managed Nottingham Forest.
He's been here for 2 games. This is a storm in a teacup.
It's ridiculous suggestion that he's going to be unhappy because he's not starting. Ridiculous.
I like Crypto's one. I like Crypto's one.
Very survival. We can't have little crybabies having to play because if they don't, they'll tell their mummies.
Or their daddies.
I just like Crypto's. You can see, but you can see the anger in Crypto's eyes. I spent money on his shirt when he landed.
50 quid on his shirt the day he landed.
Can you believe it? I love you, Crypto man. Come on.
Yeah. Another one of Crypto's agendas.
Stephen Reed sold me a dream and I fell for it.
Literally, you could be shot by anyone in the road. Couldn't you be told?
I'm kidding, Reedy. I'm kidding, mate.
Oh, God. Anyway, so yeah, but again, it's a good problem, isn't it? Look, Lemmy, is this something we need to get ourselves into a bigger club mindset of that? Just because one player is benched, it doesn't mean that all our players have to play. You know what I'm saying? It's like we can't shoehorn everyone in. Someone's going to miss out, even if they are good. Do we have to start making our peace with that? And should Crypto have not spent the money on his shirt? Yeah,
that was a very rushed buy, in my opinion. I'm guessing.
What, Rayner or my shirt?
Both. I guess. But no, I think there's arguments to say that maybe he should be playing, but there's no way that you change a team that's winning now in the Premier League. That would be, especially to then try and appease some fans and say, oh, we think he might be better. You can't just take that risk and take off Callum Hudson-Odoi, who's scored 3 goals in 3 games now, or try and take off Morgan Gibbs-White, who we've basically built a team around. That'd be borderline suicidal. So I think play him in the cup, definitely give him the start in the midweek cup game between two massive Premier League matches. It makes sense to start him there and give one of our players a rest. But to start him on Saturday would be crazy.
Yeah, I agree. I can't disagree
That's
with
what I
that.
said.
That's where he'd be starting. give him a start against Man U. Hopefully, I don't care if we get through against Man U or not, as long as he gets some minutes and he gets some confidence. Because I'd like a confident Reina going into that Liverpool game, because I think Liverpool might be. I'm hoping we'll be knackered out by then. We've got injuries left, right, and centre. I know I'm looking too far ahead, but
way far.
That's how Nuno's going to be planning in his head. Surely, he's going to be trying to get the players in the best possible form, because I think Nuno will give the FA Cup its due respect, and I think he will want to get through. But I'm not that bothered, I'll be honest. But I want to beat Man U at home. I'd love to beat Man U. That would be all and end all for me, rather than progressing in the cup.
Twist cry again.
But
Exactly.
we will hopefully have some of our injured AFCON players back for that game as well, and we'll definitely see changes in that game. But hopefully all positives. And again, a good headache for Nuno to have, because we're talking about quality coming in and really we've got some options on the bench now, but we haven't had all season. Remember the cup ties? Look what we had on the bench. Yes, I agree that you got to try and give some of the youth a chance, but we did it out of necessity, didn't we? We didn't do it to give the youth players a chance. We were doing it because we had nobody else to put on the bench. I think our bench will be a lot stronger against Man U, and it will be in the league games as well going forward. But these players, like Reina, need to come into a tight-knit group, knowing that they have to force their way in. I don't think anybody would be told you're going to be a definite start, and that's certainly not Gio Reyna. So if he wants to break his way in, and he'll only do it through being better than MG Dub, and MG Dub is still a little bit hit and miss, but we're starting to see things come together, and that's what my excitement is about what we're seeing at the moment. I am seeing a gameplay pattern. I'm seeing a game plan. I'm seeing a plan A and a plan B, which we haven't seen for a couple of seasons now. So positivity is there. The players will know that we're competing. This is I don't know what he said there, but it's a tight-knit squad. But there's got to be competition, and the only way we're going to get better is we've got better players looking over their shoulders, thinking, right, if I do make a slip up, there's somebody with quality ready to come straight in, and that's the only way we're going to progress anyway.
I think one of the best things and most positive things for me is that we've almost fixed each line of the squad. We've fixed the attack, we've fixed the midfield, we've fixed the defenders, we've fixed the goalkeeper, and now we just need to get points on the board basically and get on a run of games.
So is this game? I'm not going to use the word must win because it's not okay, but
mathematically.
Mathematically. Wait, hold on. Let me just give a quick shout out to Brett. Thank you so much, buddy. And Noah as well with another 199. We need a full strength team tomorrow and some for Man U. We'll talk briefly about Man U in a second as well. Thank you, Noah. I'm just saying this, Rob, right? If Forest win tomorrow, we gap the bottom three by 7. Can we then start to breathe a little? That's why I'm not saying it's must win, but is it an important? What's the right phrase? I don't know. What's the politician's phrase?
A momentous.
I think we need to go for the win. We need to go for the win. But if we come home with a point, we ain't complaining because Luton have got Man City, right? So you've got to. We know that gap has to be 10 points, right? So if you come home with the draw in the end, I'm not saying set up for a draw. That's what we did last season. And we ended the game with 10 men after messing up our substitutes, right? But we go for the win. I think this could be a repeat of the Newcastle game because we're catching Villa in much the same circumstances that we caught Newcastle, and we could shock them. I think that they don't quite know what's coming. I think that they're a bit cocky about this, and we're going to cause them problems.
So they're not playing this weekend, Luton.
Yeah, it's rescheduled.
They're not playing.
Is it rescheduled? All right.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, that is their next game. So why has it been moved again? They're always
No, that's the FA Cup, Rob. Rob, that's the FA Cup. That's the FA Cup.
League Cup final. That's why Luton aren't playing. Because Chelsea are playing Liverpool, aren't they? So one of them must have been playing them, I assume.
Chelsea were meant to be playing Spurs today. It was meant to be a night one. Let me just shout out Jordan. Just quickly. Hey, boys, not in. All right, is my camera freezing? Hello, am I back?
Yeah.
No, it only happened one.
Hey Jordan, how are you? Hey boys, not enough for a super chat. I will next one. Jordan, just be here, enjoy the show, bro. Thank you for all your support, man. So you just enjoy the show, Jordan. Thank you so much.
Yes, you can call Anta Pillock for free, mate.
Yeah, Jordan gets free.
It's 99p.
Yes, he can. Yes, he can. He's got credit.
Jordan
in the
gets a free one. Jordan gets a free one.
Yeah, he's got credit in the bank.
All right, go on then. If you really must.
And also, his mum's been in hospital, so hopefully she's now out and feeling a lot better. Your mum can also call Anta Pillock. In fact, everyone in the chat just call Anta Pillock. Not for free.
They don't want to. They don't want to.
I
They're
want
not cruel like you lot to me.
I want to.
Okay, the only thing that would really hurt Ant is if I mean it's never going to happen. But if Mangala came in the chat and said, "You know what, Ant, you're a pillar," that'd be the end of Ant. He'd be devastated.
Mangala can call me whatever he likes, so you're wrong.
As long as he comes back, yeah. Anyway, Sharky, 18 months from Sharky, man.
Woo.
Well, you know when he signed up,
I'm sure that comes up every bloody.
I was thinking that as well, man. But 18 months ago when Sharky signed up, he had just no beard. It was really cleanly shaven. It's taken him 18 months to grow that beautiful
I was going to say he wore schoolboy clothes as well, but he still does that on a Thursday night.
We gotta get Sharky on. We hadn't had Sharky on for ages, man. He was quality. He was quality. All right, we got Daniel with the 16 months. Thank you so much, buddy. Andrew saying, Wolfie, stick with Ant. You two always tell the truth, says Andrew. I appreciate the compliment, and then the insult with tagging me with Ant, bro. Thank you, Andrew. Okay.
We all speak the truth, just in different ways.
Yeah. He turned into Crypto. Did you notice a reptilian ant again? He went green.
Yeah, he went green. Yeah,
he did.
The Hulk.
No, that's Hulk. That's normally when I'm going to Hulk mode, but
the Green Goblin.
You know as well, and I feel like Simon's one flashes up every stream as well. It's 16 months.
Yeah, these guys have got something going on, haven't they? Yeah.
There we go. He's whipping his length out. Says Simon, thank you for the 16 months, bro. Okay. And that is true. I don't know how he can still afford it, Mark, with the amount of super chats he gives. All right, let's get into this one. So, Lemmy, scores. Yeah. Bang, hit him with it. He wasn't expecting it. Caught him off guard.
I'm going to go. I think it's about time that we finally beat this 3-2 curse, and I think we're going to win 3-2.
Whoa.
3-2.
We've got goals. We've seen that for the past few games. We've got goals in us now. We're scoring goals. I still feel, especially with a good team like Aston Villa and at Villa Park, they're going to get probably at least one, but I'd like to see we finally break this bloody 3-2 curse.
Okay. Ez?
I've been more conservative, mate. It's not done me any harm, to be honest, but I'm going to draw. A draw away from home is good for me. So, but I will see goals, I think, from both teams. 1-1 for me tomorrow, and I think Taiwo carries on. He's on his streak now, I think, so he's going to score every game again. So Ty would score for us tomorrow in a 1-1 draw, which I'd happily take right now.
Okay. By the way, we're not winding down, even though Ez is doing his very white voice.
Oh yeah, sorry. It did sound like we're winding down. It's been a long day. Warren's right.
Bro,
in the chat.
People will be falling asleep to that voice all around.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it will be. Oh, by the way, we do have podcasts as well. So if you want to fall asleep to Ez White's voice later on tonight, just make sure we're on Spotify, iTunes, and all that. Go give us a follow and all that stuff.
So when you get around to Ant Rant, though, all of a sudden you just wake up.
Yeah, wake you up.
Ez, have you ever thought about being one of those professional ASMR people who just like talk you to sleep?
Yeah, winds me up. Opening packets,
spraying your Dior perfume or whatever it is.
I could do that. Good shout, Crypto.
I don't get it.
Good shout, bro.
Roberto, what are you saying?
Well, whatever I say, it's not going to happen. I mean, I would love to believe that we could keep a clean sheet, but I mean, looking back at the games that Villa have lost at home recently, they've still scored in all of those games against people higher up in the table than us. So it's going to be 1-0 to them and 2 or 3 to us. That's what I have to believe. If we're going to win, we're going to have to score 2 or 3 goals, which I think we're capable of doing.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to keep a clean sheet. But even so, if we go 1-0 up, I don't think Nuno's going to go into a low block, is he? Maybe if it's on 70 minutes and we take Taiwo off, we might do that. But if we go 1-0 up after 13 minutes, we will continue attacking and we'll probably concede somewhere along the way. So I just can't see us keeping a clean sheet. I would love us to, but I don't think it's going to be set up that way.
Rob, can you see Tavares doing a lolly? It was against Villa, wasn't it? The 5-5 lolly style thunderbolt. Tavares.
I honestly think Tavares is the surprise package for them. I really don't think they know what's coming, and hopefully he's either going to be told not to shoot or he's going to hit the target. Either would be an improvement.
Okay.
He scored 6 goals in Marseille last year.
Did he?
Yeah, but you call that a Farmers League, don't you? You're contradicted.
It is a Farmers League.
Go on, what's your score?
Farmers League stats, mate. Sorry.
The goals are twice as big.
And prediction. Is that why he kicks in? Yeah. Sorry, Pillock.
I'm very conflicted with this because I'm kind of excited and optimistic that we're playing so well at the moment, and I just pray that we can continue to play as well. But our away form, it just worries me. So I'm going to go 2-1 Villa.
You pessimistic prick! Not even a Pillock.
No, how did we go to him?
Look, I've predicted 2-1. This is my logic, right? It's crazy. It doesn't make sense, but I predicted 2-1 in the Predictor League in the hope that I'm wrong and we get a draw or a win. That's my hope. So
that's absolute BS. That's absolute BS,
shit, man. Yeah,
you're using a gambler's mentality. You're betting on the opposition so that you can say at the end of the match, "Oh well, Forest are silver lining. I still get some points." That's your mentality. Don't even make it sound you're doing it for Forest's sake. It's for your own sake.
And Rob,
it's 100% for my sake.
And Rob tried that. Rob tried that with the Tories.
If it wasn't a Predictor League, I would say 2-1 Forest. Okay. I'm only saying that so that there is a silver lining if we lose.
You'll get.
Don't you lot pretend you're all bloody white and all, you know. You do your fantasy football wanting these bloody.
He's brown, mate. Well, what are you bringing colour into this? Are you Sheffield fan now? You're a Sheffield United fan, mate. You're bringing colour into this. Seriously,
I don't see colour.
It's like every racist.
As I've asked you, Crypto, what are you saying? Tell me you're at least going to give Forest a win here.
I'm going to say 2-0 to Forest.
Clean sheet, Villa Park.
Head and heart prediction 2-0.
No way.
I think Felipe is going to get a brace, 2 double backflips.
He always spoiled it, doesn't he? He always goes too far.
No.
What? Felipe nearly scored last game. Or the game before.
Okay.
Someone tapped it in on the line.
Hey, wait. Just very quickly, before we quickly talk about the real important topic in a second, can we get some hearts for FFTV Monk, who had some BS go on his YouTube account? He's now lost his bloody 6-year-old badge on the channel, and he's gone to a yellow badge, an entry level, a little spermicide, man. And also, he does so much work on the Instagram account. So if you've got Instagram, and he's just a legend at it. I still don't understand how Instagram works. So if you're on Instagram, ! Insta in the chat, go follow that and follow his account as well, which is like a historic overview of Forest, not just Forest, but Nottingham pictures as well. Honestly, some of the pictures he's got of the City ground, I think only Ant was alive when they were taken. They're that old. So make sure you go check him out on his Insta as well. He's an absolute legend. And thank you for all your work.
And he's a really nice guy as well. He not is. Like that prick. He's a really nice guy.
And
you're pointing your heads on me there. I couldn't quite tell.
Either or.
He also wears a fluorescent pink coat. So you'll never miss.
He's got a fetish for pink. You're right. Yeah. So he's a bit strange, but he's a lovely guy.
All right. This is now the topic we have to talk about. Pau Torres versus Murillo, because I'm sick of this conversation. I want to get into. Hold on. Hold on,
This will be a
before
short convo.
you do, I've got some super chats to Noah. That is way too generous, buddy. It's so generous. It's gone orange. Thank you so much for the 19.99, guys. Want to say my head's fully healed up. I'm traveling to Birmingham to tomorrow's game and have good away luck. We haven't lost when I go to away games. I went to Wolves away, Newcastle away. Should get me on stream sometime. Noah, you're more than welcome.
Anytime,
jump
bro.
on
Just let us know.
Get your views, and please don't have jinxed yourself by saying you're not the jinx thing there. So just get us the win. Bring the win home tomorrow, Noah. Thank you so much. That's way too generous, buddy. Really appreciate it. And then from one Pillock to the rest of us,
takes one to know one.
The 2-pound Pillock, the lot of you. Thank you so much, Sharky. Okay, chat Torres versus Murillo. And I'm going to ask you all to take your red goggles off, your Brazilian goggles off, your Murillo goggles off, okay? Who is the better defender? I've been fighting Villa fans all week having this discussion. So, who wants to kick this debate off?
I'll kick it off because I'll be very quick. Murillo, for me, is a better defender. And I would say to Villa fans, we've seen Torres play. They've not seen Murillo play. Okay.
Well, they have. He played against Villa in the first leg.
No, I mean, regularly to be able to make a good judgment.
So why would we have seen Torres play regularly then?
Well, you watch Villa, don't you? On telly.
And
they don't watch Forest.
And thinks you're talking about Fernando Torres.
No, nobody watches Forest because under previous management, we've been the most boring team on planet Earth. So nobody watched us. And they think we're still the same. Whereas people do watch Villa because they're up at the top.
I don't agree with that logic. I watch Sheffield. I watch Sheffield and they're bottom because it's so enjoyable to watch them get stuffed.
Semantics. It doesn't matter. More people, I would suggest, more football fans are aware of Pau Torres than they are of Murillo. Because he's brand new to the league. He's not had previous experience in Europe. That's my suggestion, that Murillo is less known than Torres.
We can't say Murillo's better.
We can't talk about
Murillo's better.
You're saying Murillo's better, No, I'm saying you're saying Murillo's better, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
We can't talk about Sheffield defenders when they thought that they were going to go in for Worrell, who is like our 6th choice.
We nearly went a whole stream without the W word coming out of Crypto's mouth, man. So close, so close.
Could not help himself.
Go on, Crypto, who's better? Seeing that you want to talk about defenders.
Murillo. That's all there is to say. Murillo is 10 times better. We can't talk about Murillo becoming the highest sold centre back in British football potentially, and then say that Pau Torres is better than him. So it's got to be Murillo.
Fair. Let me give me some substance. These are just like Murillo. Give me some. Well, do you agree? Firstly,
I think I agree with what Simon F's saying here on the screen. I think if I was to build a team and say, right, I've got to pick the best player for tomorrow's game, I'd love to have them both, but it would be probably Pau Torres. But I think Murillo, in not even 2 years' time, I'd say probably a year's time, maybe a year and a half, Murillo is going to be significantly better. But he's just not there yet. I think because of his age and he's still getting used to the league, he's not better than Pau Torres currently this week. But this year, end of this calendar year, yeah, probably. Murillo's
chat, should we kick Lemmy off? I know we value all opinions here. There are some opinions that just cross the line, man. There's some opinions that cross the line.
I just don't understand why you would say that Torres is a better defender than Murillo. I just don't understand. But everybody's got an opinion.
Can we overlay it on SofaScore? Can we overlay it on SofaScore?
Yeah, not right now though.
Well, I'll do it.
You do it. Okay, chat. I apologize for Lemmy's outburst there. But
unacceptable.
It's unfounded and uneducated.
Yeah. Please remember that everyone on here speaks on their own behalf and not on behalf of FFTV.
The problem is with that comment is that we say Murillo is probably our best player, and Lemmy just said that Pau Torres is better than our whole team, effectively.
Unless Lemmy thinks Morgan Gibbs White's our best player.
Which I do. But yeah,
Okay,
Sorry,
okay. He
guys,
got
I
out of jail card there, man.
I was hoping that we was one of the Forest channels where you're allowed to have your opinion and different opinions, but I guess I was wrong.
No,
You can have
you
it, but
are.
we will call you up for it.
There are limits. There are limits.
That's the Aston Villa channel.
There are limits. All right, Rob, give us your take on this raging debate. Pau Torres, who's been injured half the season, may I add?
Well, Villa are definitely looking for Torres to make the killer pass. So he's in the kind of quarterback role, and I think we would like Murillo to do that for us, but he's been a bit hit and miss. You know, where he has put really good balls through, there's been often no end product on it, which is not his fault. So I would say Torres has got, you know, you're saying who's the better player? Better at what? Torres is better at that role. He's you know, he's who they look to, right? He's the quarterback throwing the passes. But Murillo has pace on his side. I would say no one likes marking Taiwo Awoniyi, right? I would think Awoniyi could do a bit of bullying tomorrow, whereas I'm not I don't want to curse this, but I'm not worrying about Watkins versus Murillo, quite honestly.
Look at that. 81 defense compared to 68. Murillo.
Job 81. Done.
So look at it, very similar profile of player. So this is why we're having the discussion. So it's an interesting.
Torres is crap compared to him. He's got 13.
Chris, I'll bring it up on my screen. I'll bring it up so everyone can see it.
Best use of technology I've ever seen.
Yeah, go on, Rob. You finish off while I bring it up, right?
Well, I think how's he going to cope with Awoniyi? I don't know. I think Awoniyi has really got that physical presence. Murillo, I don't know. That recovery he did against Antonio last week, I will never stop talking about that. So I'm hoping that he's going to be that good tomorrow. So he hasn't, for me, done a mistake yet. There was one game where he did a bit of a weak header out and somebody scored from it, and that was a long time ago. You know, he's been our man of the match for pretty much the last 3 or 4 games. I think there was one in there where we gave it to Dominguez, but I don't know. On form, possibly Murillo. It's too difficult. It's too difficult. Yes, I did get that from my contact. You know, it's not. There's nothing wrong with preparing before you come on these streams.
Yeah, just prepared correctly.
Yeah, let's just bring this up, right? Shout out SofaScore. So, guys, you can do this with any players you want. So, literally, if you go on the SofaScore app, all you do is go to the player, and then you can compare against them. So, Murillo's defending's at 81. I'll tell you what, SofaScore are going pretty spot on. Tackling 68. Those probably should be 99, 99, 99, but whatever. And then all you do is just search the player you want to compare him to, Pau Torres. And as you can see, Murillo's the better defender. Can you not see that? Let me make it bigger.
Yeah.
Let me make it a bit bigger for you guys.
Murillo is due a goal, though. I really feel he's due a goal. And
that's the only thing I think he's missing.
Yeah.
Over Torres. But he's a 6 years as junior as well. You know, the potential. I can't remember who mentioned it, but the potential for
potential
is way beyond. Yeah, way beyond. I think Torres, even when I know he's had injuries, but he didn't get straight back in after his injuries. It took him a while, and now he's in. Conte was playing really well. There's no need to drop him. And Pau Torres had to work his way back into Unai's thinking. But he's in now. But the question was if he was starting tomorrow. No, I'd still go with Murillo. He's the form player.
Yeah, I would.
Last game was probably it was either him or Dominguez for man of the match for me, but there were at least 2 or 3 candidates, which is amazing. We haven't had for a long time. But yeah, Murillo for me, mate. He's not missed a game since he came in, and a player of his age coming in and doing that in the Premier League, new country, new surroundings, new league, much higher level than he was at before. To take it on,
I think he'd only played about 13 games in professional football.
Over a dozen games. And
the other thing about the goals is, Pau Torres has scored 2 goals this season.
2 goals, yeah, that's it.
Right, but if you look at the amount and the quality of their corners compared with ours, that's probably got something to do with it. If we put better balls in and add more,
and I don't want my defender to be my top goal scorer. I want them to. I'd rather defend score nothing and get more clean sheets.
Yeah, I agree.
I know I like a defender that chips in. I remember the promotion season, the Collingwood promotion season. Colin Cooper, he scored a dozen goals, I think, in that championship season.
It's handy.
You know, it's
but
really
it's not
handy,
essential.
yeah.
It's not essential.
But we do need to spread out. How many of our central defenders have scored goals this season? I think Bolly's the only one I can think of.
Have you seen our corners?
If I'm wrong. Sorry,
Our
say again.
corners don't go there, do they?
No, exactly. That's what I mean. So yeah,
that's why. It's
all
not the
tied
defender's fault, is it?
I want to hit you with another stat. Felipe's
God.
defense on SofaScore is 82.
Oof, tasty.
Better
Yeah,
than
but have a
Murillo.
look at this price tag. We're talking here. Forest spent 12 million euros on Murillo. Yeah, let's just do that. Okay, 12 million euros. Now let's see how much they paid for Pau Torres. Right. So Pau Torres, they paid. I think it was quite a bit, wasn't it?
Yeah,
33 million euros. So who got the better deal? Who got the better deal is what I'm saying. Guys, this app is linked in the chat. Just go and click it and download it. You can have so much fun downloading all these stats and comparing everything there. I think we're in unison, apart from Lemmy, who will no longer be invited.
As much as I don't want to badmouth the overlords that is SofaScore, and I'm sure it is a very unique case. Were those stats only pulling from February 2024 when you were comparing them?
No,
Well, it looked like it was. It was just comparing 2024 stats.
No, it's the whole season.
Okay. I trust you.
How dare you? He's gone from pricking Torres to now bad-mouthing SofaScore, Lemmy. He's fishing tonight. He's fishing tonight, isn't he? Cool. Okay. That's it. We're done.
There's lots of super chats, I think. I think there's more.
Anything anyone needs to add before I send
I think
you
there's
all
more super chats, I think.
Oh, sorry. We got some super apologies. Good point. Oh my God. Brandon, I'm really sorry. I nearly missed the super chat. Thank you so much for the £10. I will donate £5 for every goal Forest scored tomorrow. Let's get the win. Brandon, I hope you got a thick wallet tomorrow because we're getting 4-ish for us. Noah with another 199. Thank you so much, buddy. And another 199. Guys, I'm going to bed. If we win, it's because of me. Noah, positive vibes tomorrow. So coming up tomorrow, we got the watch along for you, kicking off from about 2:30 or 2:45. I can't remember. We then got the player ratings, and we might do a phone in. We might do a phone in again. Anthony needs to say something.
Yeah. Well, I'd just like to say I'm extremely annoyed with the Premier League because there are hundreds of thousands of Nottingham Forest fans, hundreds of thousands of Everton fans, probably millions between us, are all extremely feeling stressed out by this PSR stuff. Why, when allegedly the decision was made over a week ago, are we still waiting for that decision to be made public? Why? They must have made the decision. Why are we still waiting? Do they really not give a shit about us small clubs? Is this what it's all about? Because I am fed up with them. And I'm fed up with the situation. Every day I get up every morning, every hour I'm looking at my phone. Has it come out yet? Has it come out yet?
Really?
Because really. Yeah, it really is. Because this is my fucking football club and we could get relegated by these bastards if we're not careful. So, yeah, it's a big thing.
I'll let the football do the talking.
It's a big thing. It's worth more than beating Villa on Saturday. I can tell you that. Because we could beat Villa on Saturday, but if we get 10 points taken off us, it might not mean anything.
And stop. So finding out if Everton have had points reduced or whatever is more important than Villa beating Villa.
No, not finding out, but the consequences of what that decision is. If Everton get that reduced to 5 points, the chances are we won't get more than a 5-point deduction.
Right? And everyone's winding down.
We have an excellent chance of staying in the Premier League, right? If they don't get anything off, then we have or risk of getting a 10-point deduction, which could possibly put us. What's your problems, Crypto? Am I talking shit or something, mate?
No, why did you say this earlier?
It matters to me. It
Everyone's winding down, bro.
It matters to me if we get 10-point deduction and relegated back to the Championship, and then all the pressure will come on us again. All the financial stuff will come on us again. Yes, it matters greatly, this decision. And we are just being left hanging.
Yeah, but Ant, Jordy's right. It's an
individual. I don't say about Forest and what happens to us. I do. Okay.
Yeah, but Ant, Jordy's right. He's saying it's an independent panel. Are you angry at the Premier League or the panel?
No. The decision, from what I've been told, the decision has been made. The FA are waiting to the Premier League are waiting to announce it. This is what I was told. It may be wrong.
Who told you? Rob's mate.
Maybe it takes them more than a week to make a decision. Hez, you're pissing me off, mate. You really are pissing me off because you think this is funny. It's not funny, right?
You might really funny, Ant.
Next season, I do.
Why did you have this rant earlier, man? Why is it kicked in now? Why were you waiting? Why were you holding that in? Why have you been holding that in?
Because you lot might think it's a big laugh. Oh, it don't matter. It's not a big fucking laugh. It's my club.
I'm good enough.
Right. So you laugh, Ez. You fucking get off screen and laugh about it. Right? But you won't be down the City Ground next season. I will. Ez, you're sounding pathetic, mate. You're sounding like a little girl. Put your big man's voice back on.
No, just
put your big man's voice back on, mate. Because you're sounding like a little girl giggling. Right? Put your little go. No. I don't like little giggly girl's voice. Put your man's voice back on.
What are you talking about? Why are you ranting? Why are you arguing with yourself?
You're taking a piss out of me. Why are you arguing with yourself? Like it. Right?
Why are you arguing with yourself? Why are you arguing with yourself?
You're laughing.
No one's even
I'm stressed out by it. And I don't think that's right, and I don't think it's funny. Okay?
I think it's hilarious, mate. You watch it back tomorrow, and
you don't think it's hilarious. I'm stressed out. Where the hell I care about my club. That I look at my phone every hour.
We don't. Who says who? What?
Because you're laughing.
I'm laughing at you. I'm not laughing at the situation. I'm laughing at you, and you'll be laughing at yourself when you watch it back tomorrow.
Yeah, you're laughing at me. Why not? Why not say, and you're right. It's a disgrace. But no.
Why do I need to? That wasn't where the conversation was going. You went from 0 to 100.
All right. On that note, we'll see you tomorrow on the watch along.
This is worth at least 1,000 likes. This is worth at least.